Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Jim Grisanzio from Oracle, and we're back tonight to talk more Oracle Developer Live. Java Innovations is the conference that's coming up, and I'm here with Aleks Seović from the East Coast of the United States. Alexander, welcome. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
It's really great to meet you here for the first time. You're a speaker at the conference here that's coming up, and I wanted to, I've actually spoken with a couple of your colleagues because you're talking about Helidon and microservices, yep. And I've spoken with 3 or 4 of the engineers on the team. So let's start out with talking about what you're talking about.
Dmitry and I are presenting on Coherence and Helidon together. So it's not just Coherence talk, it's not just Helidon talk, it's basically what are the benefits of using those 2 technologies together to build modern microservices application, deploy them in the cloud, how do you scale them? We're going to build an application, we're going to try to do live coding demo and cool. build a very simple like to-do list management application using both Helidon and Coherence. And Dmitry will kind of kick us off and start with, cover Helidon and get the skeleton for the application up and running, and then I'll fill in put some meat on the bone, so to say, and implement Coherence backend and show how we can do. I mean, there's some really interesting things about Helidon compared to some of the other frameworks that are out there, because it's not just about REST APIs. I mean, of course, you can build your REST services, but you can also build gRPC services just as easy as REST services, and you can and with the recent release, you can expose the same endpoints as GraphQL endpoints. So we'll try to see if we can fit all 3 service facades on top of this application, but it's gonna be a little bit tight. Yeah. So what we'll try to do is basically build a live application that has REST and GraphQL and gRPC front end and the Coherence backend, and then show how easy it is to scale, because that's one of the things that we're really kind of driving at, is that you can scale these stateful services, stateful applications that are using Helidon and Coherence together just as easily as you can scale stateless applications, right? So you have your state management layer in Coherence, can be scaled out. You have Helidon that allows you to build your REST, gRPC, and GraphQL APIs, and when you put them together, it's really powerful model.
So is this type of programming, is this relatively straightforward, or is it? It
is very simple. We're trying to squeeze it in 28 minutes with some addition, with some introductory slides and some like monitoring and management. How would you deploy that to Kubernetes? How would you package it as Docker images? How would you monitor it with Grafana and Jaeger and whatnot? So it's going to be a little tight, but hopefully we can get everything we want done in that short time.
So like in terms of developers, is this for advanced developers or average developers, more junior people?
I think anybody can benefit from it. I mean, it's just a way to build services and that are pretty much self-contained, right? You have persistence, you have state management, you have your APIs, so you can do literally whatever you want. The example we are using is simple, but you can obviously build much more complex applications with it.
So with these 2 applications here, are both of them new? So are there new versions of both of them?
Well, yeah, we just released, I think both Helidon and Coherence had a release in December, and I think we both had patch release now. So Helidon is at version 2.2.1, Coherence is at 20.12.1. And they've been around for a while. Helidon has been around for a few years as an open source framework. Coherence has been around for 20 years. I guess 20 years this year. But it was for the biggest part of that, it was commercial product only. So, last year in June, we open sourced Coherence Community Edition. So now, and what we're going to be showing is Coherence Community Edition. So everything we're showing, everything we're talking about is what you can do with the open source version.
Oh, great, super. So we got so we have Helidon open source, we have Coherence open source, and of course OpenJDK. So I mean, the whole conference is going to be, obviously focusing on open source, and so what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but I mean, in terms of building a community, and if maybe you could talk a little bit about what it means to be working on an open source project and interacting with the community, and, things like that.
It's exciting. Again, I'm on a Coherence team. I'm architect on the Coherence engineering team. So I've been kind of on the commercial side of things for a while. I did work in open source space in a previous life. I mean, I used to work with on Spring.net long time ago, and Spring framework a little bit, and things like that. But then when I joined Oracle, I kind of worked on a Coherence, which was a commercial product only. And we've been trying internally to kind of open source it, at least the pieces that we thought were relevant, for a while, and then we finally succeeded last year, and it's very exciting. I mean, we're starting to see community picking up. We are seeing community pick up on Helidon as well, because as more and more things are built and more mature the framework becomes, I mean, people are starting to use it to build applications. So it's exciting to see some activity, and to see that the community is growing and is vibrant. Now, one thing I wish for is, that these conferences were in person, so we could actually interact with people in the community. But, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we've all been stuck at home for a year now. So,
yeah, well, I'm in the kitchen here now. You seem like you at least have an office there. So
I do. I'm ahead of you. So.
So, okay, you mentioned that you've been involved in open source before. Talk a little bit about, your history a little bit. You've been a developer for a while, right? And so you've been traveling around, you've been having, conferences and stuff like that.
I've been developer since I was 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how did you know that early? How did you know that?
I just loved it. I fell in love with it. I mean, I was reading like Computer Magazine, typing the code in on my ZX Spectrum with 48 kilobytes of memory with gummy little keyboard and whatnot. But, I played games for a little bit. I got my computer when I was 12, played games for maybe a couple months, and then, try to see what I can make that thing do. And, I fell in love with it and never looked back. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it.
So it just came natural to you.
Yeah, I loved it from the very beginning. I got hooked instantly.
Wow, really interesting. Okay, all right. So, so like in this situation now, when we're all at home, are you still participating at various conferences online?
Trying to. I mean, we did some user groups virtually. We did a couple conferences, couple events when we were doing announcements last year when we open sourced Coherence, et cetera, et cetera. So we trying to participate as much as I can, but it's just not the same. I mean, it's there is a lot of stuff that we miss. Interaction, talks between the sessions with people in the hallways and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to us being able to do that in person again.
Yeah, I think everyone's saying that, obviously, and when hopefully we get back to somewhat normal, I think it'll certainly be a mixture of doing these sorts of things. Okay, cool. Well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Sure to go good.
We'll need it. We'll need it.
I'll be there. I'm on the team that actually helps to manage the event itself, so I'll be in the back end. So I'll be there, and so all right. So you're an architect at Oracle in Florida, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay,
famous place right now. And all right, thanks a lot, Alexander. It was good talking to you, and we'll hopefully see you on the beach somewhere soon.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.